Da 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 da. You are live. It's Dork Court. I figured out the numbers. This is Dork Court episode 41. Believe it or not, this is the year anniversary of the first one that Price and I did during the Dan Shaheen Matter Antimatter remix dispersion. So you get Chris Pratt and Larry Young. Chris, I enjoyed all of your work. Of course, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the MCU stuff, but everybody really loved you in One Tree Hill.
Yeah, I totally remember that movie.
It's a show.
It's even better.
The pedophile guy that was in Star Trek the motion picture, who played Decker, I forget his name, but he and the girl who played the other girl from the Whales episode, it was a Star Trek thing. They were parents of teenagers in some place, and it was soap opera, and I didn't watch it, but that was his big mainstream breakout role, being on TV.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then, of course, you loved him in Parks and Rec.
Great show. I love it.
He has one of the best bloopers that they didn't use. Oh, my God.
I know which one you're talking about. I like that one.
The Kim Kardashian making a comeback, that one?
No.
Okay, which one do you think I'm talking about?
I was talking about when he opened up. Oh, no, they did use it. It wasn't a blooper. It was when he opened up the door and was just 100% naked.
Yeah, they didn't use that part.
Well, they used their reactions, right?
They did. They used their reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. He got a little talking to from HR. Yeah, man, you can't do that. And
we had to get the shot.
Why not? Anyway, that's the kind of thing we would have seen on the franchise, I got a feeling.
Yeah.
But it worked. It happened in real life. All right, Mark and Steve aren't coming today. Here, I better swap over to the comments in case somebody makes comments.
Oh, good idea.
But
currently 0 viewers.
They have not. Oh, I got 3 viewers. I mean, there's you.
I can't see.
Oh, there's you and me and somebody else. Maybe
do we count as viewers?
Make themselves known. I don't know. There's 3 people watching.
This technology stuff.
Speaking of technology, I got my Star Wars thing on, kicking around. Isn't that
looking
cool?
Looking nice.
And in celebration of Skeleton Crew, do you want to talk about that right away?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Holy God, is that great? Back to you, Chris.
I did not take notes on it. I checked my phone, but I did not take.
No, that's okay. I mean, there's nothing to really.
So
tell us your feelings.
I really liked it. Like the first episode, I didn't think it was just kind of meh. And then the second episode, like, it was getting better. I liked the second episode, but this third episode really hooked me. I see what they're doing now, and I think it looks promising. I'm excited to see where they go. I like all of the stuff, like, because when does this take place? This takes place after.
That is a great question. I'm trying to figure out by source clues, and I think it takes place around the time of the Mandalorian.
Okay.
And that's just based on the third episode and the X-Wing guys we saw. Uh-huh. They don't have the.
I think you're right.
They don't have the regular Star Wars X-Wing suits, but they don't have the First Order, whatever they're called.
Okay. Well, that helps me with my next opinion, because he's like Captain Silver, the bad Crimson guy, or whatever his name is. He's never said that he was a Jedi, but that's a time in the Star Wars world where there's not like a council of Jedi. They're not training new Jedi. I think Luke is taking care of some of it, but I don't think they're mass training Jedi like they did during the prequel times. So he's like, oh, I'm not a Jedi, but I can still use the Force because I mean, if you grew up with telekinetic powers, like you would learn how to use it pretty quickly.
Yeah, and he hasn't done anything crazy yet. He's just done the parlor trick force stuff.
Yeah.
Like so. I mean, we've seen Broom Boy, right?
Yeah.
There are people that are force sensitive, right? And he even says, like, you know, do you have the force? And like everybody's got the force.
Everyone has a little bit of
the
force.
He can just do the Obi-Wan thing of, and then you hear he does this. And all those stormtroopers go, huh? That's the force, but what is that? It's just giving you power over the weak-minded, which anybody who has a, you know, can tell a good joke gives you power over the weak-minded, right?
Yeah. I think my favorite part of that episode was he turned on the B1 battle droid and it goes, "Did we win?" Oh, that was so funny. That got a good laugh out of me.
Yeah.
Sitting there.
So there's lots of decent stuff that's going on in this show. I just want to tell all the fanboys they need to shut up.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, is this good? When we were driving to school today, I said, this is Star Wars Black Sails rated G. It's because everybody was like, oh, this is Goonies and Star Wars. And I'm like, it's Treasure Island in Star Wars. You can't, they call him Captain Silver. And, you know, there's SM-33, which is Smee from, you know, Mr. Smee from all that shit.
The Captain Hook and Peter Pan stuff.
Right. Is Smee from Peter Pan? I guess so.
I think that's what you told me.
Steve just, oh yeah, Steve, I have to, Mark's in this 2 hour long meeting, and Steve's parents are here, and they both told me that, and I immediately forgot. So that was my bad. I just was like, yeah, so we're still doing Dork Court, right? Anyway, yeah, I like it quite a bit. There's some Star Wars in it. I said to you this afternoon, like I even like the ship they stole. Which I haven't really liked any new ships in Star Wars for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of looks like endless Doug Chiang, which is great. That guy's an awesome production designer. It's just that, you know, once you rely on one guy instead of an art department that has evolved its stuff organically, it starts to look the same. And it's not a ding on anybody. It's just that, you know, one guy, you know, designing a world, it just looks like one guy designed it.
Yeah.
You know, we live in a world where, you know, Frank Lloyd Wright designed all these cool houses, but it's not all the houses, right? So I understand from a Hollywood standpoint, they have to construct everything. They can't just go out and film houses, right? And so I get it, and I'm not really talking about anything because I love the design, the whole Star Wars suburb area of at Treasure Planet, whatever. Do you have any theories about what that is? Why everyone thinks it's a treasure planet? Because I do.
I think it's a treasure planet because, like, whatever resource that gold is made out of, they've got it in plenty. Or maybe it's like, I think one of my other reasons is like that's one of the 7 planets, I think it was, that the Jedi cloaked or like hidden.
Yeah, they hid for some reason, right?
So maybe it's just like a giant secret Jedi bank reserve or something.
I think it's exactly that. I think it's the reserve for everyone, though. I think that's the planet that runs the economy.
Uh-huh.
Because when they first showed the kids and they show up and they're like, how much for this? And the guy freaks out that he sees a Republic credit.
Yeah.
It's because why would they use anything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the kids say, oh, what do your parents do? Like, oh, one's an admin, another's an analyst. What do they analyze? Oh, the price of the economy of the empire and the Republic and everything, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I think. And so that's why it became, you know, a fabled planet, because you don't want people knowing where Fort Knox is, right?
Yeah.
Or if you do, you put it out in the middle of Tennessee and giant roads around it so you can't get there, and so I think that's what they did. I find this endlessly great, I have to say.
I'm excited to see what they're doing with it, because another good scene in that episode. They're on the rope, and they jump into hyperspace off of being tied down.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was awesome. I like the cable. Like, they're over here and the cable is back here. They jump off as they get shot at, and then the cable flies back and hits everyone.
Yeah, that was some pretty Star Wars stuff, right?
That was cool. I like that.
They just missed getting hit, and then escaping caused damage to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And so, should we talk about the Crimson Jack thing? Because I don't know. I wanted to have time to try to find my Star Wars comics, but they're buried behind bikes and stuff in the garage. But I do happen to know for a fact that Crimson Jack was already a character in Star Wars. So it's from issue 15 of the Marvel stuff, which was like the first 6 months after Star Wars came out. I got a feeling I might have read those comics before I actually saw Star Wars, because Star Wars didn't show up opening day in Rutland, Vermont. They didn't have too many prints, so they were just going to the cities to get the maximum amount of money.
Yeah.
And so there's only so many theaters in Rutland, Vermont back then, and so people had to just show the movies that they had. Like, I remember Logan's Run came out in November of 76, as far as we knew, as part of a double feature with Burnt Offerings. Like, what? Like,
yeah.
it had already like made all its money and gone from the theaters before it showed up in Vermont.
That's crazy.
Anyway, that's the kind of thing that we had to do back in the day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Do you want to talk about, are we still on Skeleton Crew?
I mean, we can talk about all the different TV that we've been.
I was going to say, do you want to talk about Secret Level?
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's not save that till the end. Let's give the people checking in something to see. Somebody kicked off already, man. It's just you and me.
No!
Nobody wants to hear about Skeleton Crew. Yeah. It was probably Steve or Mark anyway, checking in to make sure we were running okay. But yeah, tell about the show that you discovered called Secret Level.
So I was on endlessly scrolling through Instagram, as everyone my age does, and I saw there was a little like trailer, and it goes a little trailer for this like animated show, and it was cool. And I was like, it was like the Pac-Man episode of Secret Level is crazy. And it just shows like, why am I here? What is my purpose? To feed. And it was just really cool. And so we watched some movie last night. Oh, we watched Shrinking last night, and then moved it, and we were like, oh, let's do a Hell on Wheels to move away from all of this crying stuff and go do some crying stuff in the Old West with a little bang bang. And then I saw on their giant like display, it said Secret Level. And I was like, oh, that's what I saw earlier today. And so I clicked on it, and we watched the Dungeons and Dragons one, the Pac-Man one, and the Warhammer one. All of them amazing. Agreed. Those are the three we watched because we knew what they were, but they were all amazing. The Dungeons and Dragons one just felt like a campaign. Like, it stopped where it.
Well, explain before you get into that. Explain by what it means that's what we knew what they were. So, and like, the conceit of the show is.
Yeah. So the conceit of the show is that there are 8 episodes, and each one is based off of a different game, like a video game or a board game or something, and they're only about 10 to like 16 minutes long, I think. And so they're super short. There's like very minimal dialogue, and it's all animated, but it just looks like a video game cutscene. Like it's really cool. Like, cause it's not hand drawn and cartoony, but it's not live action. It's kind of in a place near the middle. So it's really cool because it 100% looks like a video game. So the Dungeons and Dragons one just was amazing. You find this kid, fight some bad guys, save the kid, fight a bigger bad guy. But it ended perfectly because it's like, we need a cleric, and then they fought a bunch of guys, and then they found their cleric. It was amazing, and they didn't dwell on anything too long. Just the action was amazing. This little dwarf guy, there was an arrow shot at a guy, and this dwarf caught it and spun around and threw it back at the guy. It's really cool. And even the Warhammer one, yeah. What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say, what do you mean by something you said and then I forgot? So never mind.
Oh, okay.
I interrupted you and then you stopped, and that didn't work. I crushed your forward momentum. I guess no. What I was going to ask was, you said it looked like a video cutscene, and you were just talking about the quality of the animation, right?
Yeah, the quality of the animation.
It's photorealistic, but you can tell it's computer animated.
Exactly. Like, okay. It looked like motion capture is what I would say.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
I'm sure they did motion capture and then put the guys on there and then edit it all around, which honestly, I wouldn't feel too bad watching a TV show where that happened. That was cool. I play a lot of video games, and watching a 2-hour cutscene, I wouldn't be upset about.
Really? Because isn't that just what something like Polar Express is, which you hate?
Yeah, but the graphics are much better now.
Oh, okay. So it looks better now, so you're okay.
The people in Polar Express were a little too smooth.
Yeah, I gotcha. At least now, you're used to characters being computer generated anyway.
Yeah, we got bouncing shoelaces and beads of sweat dripping down characters in Call of Duty. So
what was that? What were those little ribbon things on the Warhammer guys that you were telling me about?
Purity seals.
Purity seals, because that looked pretty cool. I was wondering how they were going to do that, and that looked great. So
yeah, that Warhammer one was cool because I think it gave some background. Like, I haven't played either of the Space Marine games, but the main character Titus, he was in that episode, and it kind of followed the guy who got him to be a Space Marine, or that's what it looked like to us. I don't know, but it was super cool. It was just, it really showed you like what Warhammer, what people imagine when they're playing Warhammer. Like, if you don't know the lore or how to play or anything, and you just see a bunch of little plastic resin painted up toys on a board, and people are moving, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna roll 18 dice and I hit on 4s. How many did I take out 2 of your guys? Like, that's all just doesn't really make sense to people who don't know what that is. But this like really helps people like think of it. And even the Dungeons and Dragons one was like a good visualizer for like what people think of when they're playing those games. It was really cool. I thought it was really.
There was one scene in the Dungeons and Dragons thing where the 5 characters all lined up in a row. Oh, and I was like, that's just totally what you think of when you're playing, right?
Yeah, that was so cool.
And I really like the Warhammer one because my experience with that is even less than yours, but I watch you paint those Warhammer figures.
Yeah.
So I was stunned how much they look like your little figure guys in live action kicking around. I mean, it might as well have been live action, right? Because you would have done that with computer graphics in a live action movie anyway.
Yeah.
It was like a crazy episode of Edge of Tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
That Live, Die, Repeat movie.
Yeah.
It was great. I really enjoyed it. Anyway. Yeah. So secret level. The idea is that there's a secret level to all of your favorite games where this kind of cool shit is happening. I'm like, that's really the only way to get a Joust movie. It's like Just write something that takes place on the back of a flying ostrich, you know?
I could do a million of those if they, hey, Amazon, if you're hiring writers who are really into video games and know what's going on and can write a pretty solid 10-page script, you know.
What's a video
Boy Walker
game?
Young.
What's a video game that you would write a 20 or 30-minute short in their world that has?
I think I could do a pretty good Fortnite short. I've been playing that game long enough.
Isn't Fortnite shorts just playing Fortnite though? What would you do?
I would just do a guy walking around and he's like in the battle bus and like looks around and then has to jump out and it's going because the idea is you don't know, like the idea is that like you're not aware of it and like you just die and like keep resetting until you win essentially. So you lose all memories when you die, so you come back not remembering anything. So it'd be cool to do something like Pac-Man where it's like you're just trying to survive as the storm is pushing you and you've got to like kill people and do things that
but we have to explain the Pac-Man one because people won't get it. And that's why I think that you're just so overtly, you just want to write an adventure in the Fortnite world. And that's not what that show is about, man. That show is like telling a crazy adventure wearing the suit of a game. Because Pac-Man is just like, waka, 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 boo. Like, how do you tell a narrative? And so in this one, in 28 minutes, they open up a clone. A clone guy falls out of a clone pod. He has no idea what's going on. A round sphere, like, kind of leads him through everything and follows him around and tells him you have to eat. So you get the idea that he's just following this round thing. So it might be one of the dots. And he's like fighting weird aliens and shit like that until he can't do anything. And then the gold sphere opens up its mouth and looks like the Pac-Man thing from the side, enters in through his back and takes care of his biology and makes this crazy thing that defeats the ghosts that are animating things around it.
It's so crazy.
But it blows out his organic stuff. So the only thing left is the Pac-Man sphere again that goes back and creates another clone body and plays the game again because you win through repetition. So it's 100% thematically Pac-Man, right?
Yeah.
But in service of this crazy future caveman shit.
Yeah.
And anyway, so that's what like I would want to see, you know, in Joust. It's just, you've played that, right? The flying ostriches hit each other and every once in a while an egg comes out and it turns into a dragon and shit. That's all cool, but like tell the story of the guys who are cleaning up the broken eggs and they find half alive ostrich babies that they raise and they have a secret, you know, like place where they have crazy flying ostriches that only work for them. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Or they do something like the horse trainers where like they like have the babies and they like make like ultimate flying ostriches that are winning all the competitions.
Yeah, that works. Or like let's like Donkey Kong. Like tell the story of the guys.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Tell the story of the guys who maintain the bridge platform that he's on, and that's why all the barrels are falling and all the fucking beams are falling, because those guys are trying to not die themselves because some fucking hoe and her crazy King Kong guy are climbing up the side of their job site, you know?
Yeah.
There's a job for Carl and Jimmy. I'd do that one. But anyway, that's what's cool about Secret Level. You can pick your own video game and then see what people did as a story. I the second I saw the Pac-Man one, I was like, oh, we have to do all these shorts now forever. Anyway, I thought that was a really cool idea. And somebody cool started it, right?
Yeah, it was hold on, I have it in my notes. It was Tim Miller who did Deadpool.
Yeah, I think I got that right. Tim Miller, political strategist? No. That's not the guy from MSNBC, the journalist. Tim Miller, director. He's the guy who did Love, Death, and Robots. And Terminator: Dark Fate. That's where. And he directed the first Deadpool. Not the second or third ones.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's an excellent show. I totally think everyone should watch it.
I agree.
Did you want to give Mark some credit for Interior Chinatown?
Oh yeah.
Tell us to watch that. We love that.
That's a good show. I love that show. It's one of those mysteries where you kind of don't really know what's going on until they like reveal it all at the end. So I'm super interested. We're only on episode 7 or 8 or something. And I'm really looking forward to finishing it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it?
I don't know. That's all I've thought about. Do you have anything else
on Interior Chinatown?
Yeah,
it's hard to talk about that because we haven't finished it.
Yeah,
that's what I think about Interior Chinatown. I just say I wanted to know if you wanted to give Mark credit or not. No.
Yeah.
Mark Espinosa denied. All credit now goes to Chris Sagasag. Anyway, what else are we watching? We talked about Hell on Wheels last week.
Okay.
What's going on with you? You're able to do Dork Court now because of football season.
Out of football. I'm feeling good. I've gotten back into the mix of things. I'm doing my making my little dioramas again. So.
Oh, that's looking good.
It's looking really good. I've got my corrugated cardboard drying for glue. This is going to be my little metal walls on the side of the trenches.
Yeah, show it a little closer to camera. I really like this. You peeled off the outside bit of corrugated cardboard, and it looks exactly like that corrugated metal that you see on top of, Mommy's shed, for example.
Yeah. And Diego, that white stuff in the cardboard, that's glue. Just wanted to let you know to make it like harden it up so the paint sticks better.
Uh-oh. I just can't get involved in that because that'll turn G-rated very quickly. I mean, not G-rated.
Yeah. You for more jokes like that, go check out DCNG.
So, did you want to announce that?
Yeah. Did you mind?
No, go ahead. This is great.
So, I have some friends who are pretty nerdy. Diego and Orion. They're some pretty cool guys. I enjoy hanging out with them, and we have some really good conversations. I found myself at lunch going, wow, this is like a podcast that I do with like on Dork Court. Like this feels like a Dork Court podcast. So coincidentally, they were like, hey, we should start a podcast. And I was like, I think I could work something out. And that's how DCNG was born, Dork Court Next Generation. So sometime next week, we're going to be having the new kids with new faces and new ideas doing a pilot episode.
It's just it's not even a pilot. Like you guys can do this for as long as you want. It's like another anchor team on the Dork Court channel.
Lower Decks.
We have Dork Court, we have Dork Trek, and now we have Dork Court the Next Generation. You guys aren't Lower Decks. At worst, you're junior officers.
Okay.
Anyway, I think that's pretty exciting. Have you guys figured out when you're going to do it?
I was thinking Tuesday kind of works for all of us.
Okay.
I don't think the weekend works for some reason. But
okay, Tuesday.
We're going to do something. So Tuesday is when we should look out
next
for.
Tuesday is the premiere.
I know that's Dork Trek. So when Dork Trek comes back, we'll take like Wednesday.
I mean, we don't have Dork Trek. It's all very,
Yeah.
We try to have a particular time so people can get used to checking in, but it doesn't work that way. So I think the people still checking in completely understand that maybe it's just going to be Wednesday now or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
But that's cool. Dork Court, the Next Generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DCNG.
Remember, I was trying to get you to name it at like some kind of like radio DJ drive time thing.
Yeah.
I don't
know. I just think DCNG is going to be easier to.
It's much better. But what did we call Diego on that one? Because it was like the nerd and the something.
Oh, nerd and the nincompoop.
The nerd and the nincompoop. It just sounded very drive time, And then once T'Challa got involved, like you can't go. Here's the nerd and the nincompoop, and then the other guy. The other guy.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Don't bring that stuff up. Anyway, so Dork Court, the Next Generation sounds awesome. And let's see. Does anybody, was Diego in any of your movies?
He was appearing off. He was not appearing in Dead or Alive. You might have caught him.
Right. He was in the car accident Mommy had, bringing everybody to Dead or Alive. Anyway, and so Ryan, the other guy, was the singer in Dead or Alive.
Yeah, the hobo.
Before the sheriff gets him. So yeah, these guys all have history being nerds, right?
Yeah. I have a list of things I want to talk about because I don't get to talk about. I'm saving my nerd stuff.
Real like game stuff and music stuff and all the stuff you guys
current comic book stuff.
The stuff you guys talk about, not the stuff the old men talk about, right?
Yeah, Ryan doesn't like Miles Morales' new vibranium suit, and I've been waiting 5 months to tell him he's wrong, just so that we could wait, just so I could wait, read the story, see if there was a reason to have a new suit, and there is, and I'm going to yell at him about it because of how good it is. So,
excellent.
You'll talk about the design standpoint, and I'll talk about how cool of a suit I think it is.
Anything that helps you yell at your friends is good, I think.
Perfect.
What oh my god, what did you say about, oh my god, speaking of yelling at your friends, I completely lost that train of thought. I had a really good something funny, but there's so much going on, hard to remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else are we watching for TV? Mommy and I are loving the Diplomat, Palm Royale. Shrinking's good.
I love Shrinking.
What are we waiting for every week, though?
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone, yeah. Yeah, we have to start watching Landman too.
I was gonna say once we're done with our shows, Yellowstone or Landman, and the Penguin. I'm interested in the Penguin.
Oh yeah.
I know that just finished up, and it was like nominated for a whole bunch of Emmys. So
yeah, they said it just has nothing to do with anything, right? It's just a crime show. It's like Sopranos.
But I mean, I think that's cool because it's like in that world, you know.
I just think, why did they make Colin Farrell put all that crap on his face? It's just, you're just trying too hard.
I think it's cool.
Get some fat guy that looks like James Gandolfini and go, all right, here you go. I'm Batmaned out. I think that's what it is. So you can watch that. All right. I'm going to do you want to talk about your Frisbee club? Because I haven't finished your art for that.
Sure, yeah. Are you working on that now?
No.
Oh.
I mean, not during the show. I will after the show.
Okay. Yeah, we have a Frisbee club, the DCNG over at our school, the DCNG crew. We all love playing Frisbee. We've been playing Frisbee for a while. And we started a Frisbee club. So every other Thursday we go out and we play Ultimate Frisbee. So it's always really fun. But it's not an official club until you make shirts, right? So I designed a logo, and we got some cool shirts, and we're gonna just put some ninja transfers on these shirts and just have it be fun. I'm really excited.
Excellent. Me too. All right, that's it.
Well,
we're running out of stuff. We don't have
30,
to go an hour.
We're at 35 minutes. I think that's pretty good.
I think that's great.
Covered a lot of good stuff.
Watch Secret Level.
Yeah.
Watch the end of Yellowstone this Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Paramount's doing their marathon leading up to it. So, in case you're missing any episodes,
Lower Decks is great. I think that's cool. And yeah, that's it.
Tune in next Tuesday for DCNG.
Yeah, you got to call it Dork Court the next generation until people get used to what that stands for.
Okay.
Although here, I guess people are going to get TNG, right? All right, and that was my fault. Mark and Steve not appearing in this film because Steve's parents are in town, and Mark had a 2-hour meeting, and I got confused. Today's Thursday. Okay, sorry. Do it tomorrow. All right, that's good. Back to what we were doing, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna go put more glue on cardboard. Finish eating my lunch.
I'll finish your Lowell Frisbee shirts.
All right, cool.
All right.
Ready, break.
Not yet. And